Anime Music Quiz is one of the most popular ways for people to test how much knowledge of anime openings, insert songs, and endings that they can know just by listening. But what if you wanted to listen to a visual novel version of that? Well, something like that actually exists, as there's something called Eroge Music Quiz, or what I'm going to call EMQ for the rest of the video. Similar to Anime Music Quiz, when you first get to the home page, you're greeted to a login or play as guest screen. Obviously, the UI is nowhere near as fancy as Anime Music Quiz, but hey, the differences between playing as a guest versus logging in are generally minimal. You can play either way, but making your own login gives you a little bit more advantages, such as creating your avatar and creating presets, which I'll talk more about later. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to log in with my already created user, but if you want to create your own, you can always click register new account. Alright, now that we're logged in, we're taken to a hotel room. This is where we can create our own room to start a quiz, or we can join someone else's room, and we can see that these people created usernames themselves, but they're probably doing competitive games, and I don't really want to take part of that. So for the sake of this tutorial, let's just quickly make a room if you just want to jump right in. It's going to be boring, call it room, and if you don't want other people to join it, let's just call a password like something dumb like room 6969. Yeah, there we go. You'll notice that I changed my avatar to Anje from Mashiro Hero Symphony just because of the funny name similarities we have. But if you want to change that, there's preferences at the bottom right of the screen, and you'll see a bunch of different checkboxes here that will start to make more sense once we go through one quick session of an EMQ slot. But if we go to Avatar, you'll see that there's an option between OW and VNDB. If we choose OW, you usually use this furry character I've never seen before, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick to Ange. So now that we're on the room page, we can start to do a really quick session of EMQ. I recommend before starting a quiz, make sure to check your room settings. So this is where you can change things like how choosing which songs get chosen, and if you want to go the classic Anime Music Quiz route and type in the visual novel of the song, or if you want to do something like a multiple choice or even a mix. I personally like to do multiple choice when I like to include a bunch of random visual novels I've never heard of and guess based on vibes. There's also things like if you want to show screenshots from VNDB, but that might give it away if you're pretty knowledgeable on visual novels. You can have lives if it's a competition, there's teams, buffering, how long you have to guess, and stuff like that. I'm going to keep these on the default for now though. When you go to the filters tab, this is where you get a lot of more interesting settings. So there's lots of different filters, like allowing multiple songs from one VN, and being able to choose how many songs you want to choose. In Anime Music Quiz, you can only choose between OPs, EDs, and insert songs. But since these are visual novels, you have the advantage of choosing BGM, which is a very nice plus, though I've noticed that BGM tends to just be from the most popular visual novels, but it's nice to know they exist so we can have some variety. But of these song types, you can actually surprisingly granular with how it chooses which songs you want to do. So for example, you just do all the above OP, ED, insert BGM, and other. You just put 70 here, and it'll be 70 out of 70 songs will just be anything here. But if you want to be specific and, for example, only want to do openings, you can just go full 70, or you can go crazy and be very specific. Like, let's say you want 25 openings, you want 30 insert songs, then you want like 15 VGM. It just has to add up to the maximum number of songs, and that'll help. This list status relates to a VNDB link that you post in preferences, but I don't really use it personally. Song difficulty, obviously these would go based off of what song the visual novel is from and how recognizable the song is. I've noticed that I tend to go for medium just to have a little bit higher chance of knowing the song, but not having anything too niche at the same time, just so I can have a good mix of popular and not quite as popular songs. VN original language, I think most people here are probably going to want all Japanese, but yeah, I've seen some people try English original visual novels. Like I'm pretty sure DDLC and Katawa Shoujo and all those songs are on there, but let's just stick with Japanese. You can even get specific of when the visual novel first released, what its ratings are on VNDB, how many people have voted for the visual novel, so you're not just getting something that no one's ever read. Sample point is where in the song you could potentially hear. Song rating is, I guess there's a way to rate songs when you see them on EMQ, but I haven't really used this much, so I should probably use this more. There's things like where you can only show visual novels that have certain tags, but I don't really care about this. Similarly, there's ones where you can just only find certain artists, singers, composers, but I don't really use this. And if you want to get extremely specific, you can create a VNDB advanced search URL and post it here. But once again, I'd rather just have all the songs, so I don't even bother with this. I actually already have a preset. So if you don't know what a preset is, basically it lets you save all these settings so you don't have to keep setting them every single time you open up EMQ. So if I were to click save, you have to enter, it says you have to enter a quick nickname, but I already have one, so let's click load preset. In the drop down we have one called Ange Default, and click OK. You notice I changed a bunch of things, like I went back to 40 full random, changed stuff for VN rating to be at least like 6.5-ish, the sample being somewhere between 20 to 80% of the song, just to make sure you can't just guess the immediate first like few seconds of a song easily. Make sure at least 100 people voted for it on VNDB, etc. So now that we have that, let's click Save Settings. And now, before we start a quiz, I just want to show a few other small things. Song history just shows what songs you've tried to guess before, but as you see, we haven't tried one yet, so we don't have anything here. If you want to change the room password really quick, you can do that here just to make sure someone can get in or not. And if you want to start a competition with one of your online friends, you can do that, and it'll copy to your clipboard, but we're going to play solo for now. With that out of the way, let's just do a quick start quiz. Okay, so now that we set 25 seconds to guess, we have 25 seconds to guess, and my guess is this sounds like BGM from Flowers because they go to a Catholic school. This is how I guess. I'm just going to let the clock run up, but you can do things like pause the EMQ if you want to not have... I guess it was Himura no Kyokai. But anyways, yeah, if you want to not go to the next song right away, you can click pause, and it'll not go straight to the next song in case someone has to go to the bathroom if you're playing with other people. And I guess if you want to vote for a song, you can do that here on the right once you've seen the correct answer for the song. But anyway, let's unpause and skip. Oh, okay, this one's really obvious. This is obviously Making Lovers, but before I do that, you can change the master volume so we can make it louder or softer. But yeah, this is obviously Making Lovers. If you know the answer, you click it and just lock in, click skip up here, and it'll skip after a few seconds. Yep, there it is. The Making Lovers opening. That's pretty catchy. Let's give the song a 7 just out of curiosity. Alright, now that I've shown you a quick sample of EMQ, let's just leave. Once you leave a room, the room is basically closed once everybody leaves. Now that I've shown you a really quick EMQ quiz session, let's just go into some of the other settings you can do while you're here on this Eroge Music Quiz site. On the top right, you can change the theme or how the website looks. You can choose between light, dark, and auto, which I'm guessing is by what you chose, by your browser settings or something. Let's just stay with dark because I think a lot of people don't like light. If you go to the library tab on the left here, this is where you can see where a bunch of people actually submit potential new songs for Eroge Music Quiz. There's a bunch of different rules you have to follow if you want to submit your own song to use on Aero Gamescape, and there's just a lot to go through. I haven't personally used this, but you can, as long as you have MP3s, MP4s, you can upload files, and then you'll have to put things like the visual novel name, artist, and stuff, and then I assume it would take a bit for it to get approved. If you want to see if a song has been submitted, you can try to just check this list on this page. But yeah, that's about it for the library tab. Let's go into Erodle. Honestly, I haven't really used this much, but I'm guessing it's a game related to having a little competition to see if you can try to find the correct visual novel in 17 guesses or less. But yeah, EMQ or Eroge Music Quiz actually has a Discord by the creators you can join. The EMQ Discord is surprisingly decently active, with people talking about new visual novels, and if you want to find people to play with. You can also attach yourself some roles if you want to take part of tournaments or reading tournaments. There's an announcement channel if you want to see what updates are constantly being added. If you're finding any potential issues, like for example, there's a point where people weren't able to hear songs recently, then make sure to post them here, and Mert will most likely fix them within a day or two at most. If there's any new features you want to add to EMQ, there's a future requests channel which you can request new features in this channel. If you find an issue specifically with library of potential songs that can be shown, then make sure to report them here. If you have any questions about adding new songs to EMQ, make sure to check this review queue channel. And then there's a whole subsection just for the tournaments. But yeah, that wraps up this quick tutorial for EMQ or Eroge Music Quiz. Hopefully for people who feel like they're knowledgeable about visual novel songs, they can have fun having an anime music quiz style version just for visual novels and have some fun. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below or just join the EMQ Discord. I'm sure they'll have better answers than I will.